What is up, everybody? We are back in the building. If I told you the burning hoops I had to jump through to make this show possible today, because it seems like everything that possibly could have gone wrong did, you probably wouldn't believe me. But I am here and we are. Uh, you probably wouldn't believe me, but I went through a lot. But we're here. It's late for a lot of you. Some of you are in different parts of the world where you're getting ready to go to bed. It's the middle of the night for some of you people, and you're laying down sleep or you're getting up to use the bathroom and you just can't fall back asleep. Maybe you're in your truck. Maybe you're one of those long haul truck drivers who make it possible for us to consume and sell and do business, make this beautiful, prosperous economy possible. And you're on a long stretch of land and you need something to help you get through the next couple hours of your drive. It doesn't matter where you are. You're here now, if you're listening in or if you're under the sound of my voice, and I'm going to do the best that I can to make sure that this is an awesome experience for you. I can't fix all of your problems. I can't even fix all of my problems. But what I can do is give you an hour, maybe an hour and a half of content to maybe take your minds off of the most serious challenges you're facing in your everyday walk. Please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Help us get in the algorithm. Help us get this out to all the voices. All the people want to hear it. And okay, so that's all I can hear. Help us get out there and you know, just become a part of this thing we got going here. It's not the biggest channel. You know, they say don't call yourself the baddest, but I'm like CT Fletcher. Somebody's got to be the baddest. Hold on real quick. Guys, do me a favor. Let me know if the sound is okay today. I guess the sound equipment wants to crackle and make noises. We've been good all these days, but all of a sudden it wants to act up. And okay, all these days it's been fine, but now it wants to act up for some reason. So if you hear any crackling or popping or buzzing or clicking in the background, please let me know so I could get that out. I don't want you guys hearing distortion for the rest of this stream. It's very important to me that the content comes across clear so that everybody can enjoy it. And I really want to make that happen for you. But today we have to talk about a very serious situation that is developing or that has developed. I believe is taking control of the New York subway system, where we have heinous crimes that are taking place on New York subway that are making travelers unsafe. We have people who, whether they be mentally ill, homeless people, whether they be mentally ill, illegal criminal alien migrants who have been allowed into this country by the Biden administration, these people are doing heinous crimes. And I don't think there's anyone who has to ride the New York subway system who feels safe at this time. We just had a humongous blow up. We had a humongous issue concerning the Jordan Neely, Daniel Penny case, where a white man, Daniel Penny, choked a black homeless man who was basically committing a crime. He choked him. He said he was restraining him. but he ended up holding on to him too long, and the young man, Jordan Neely, died during that altercation. And a lot of people were like, well, Daniel Penny shouldn't have touched him. He shouldn't have grabbed him. He shouldn't have restrained him. He had no right. He had no authority, right? There's one side who was saying that. Daniel Penny is a racist. He was wrong. He should have never interfered with Jordan Neely threatening the lives of people on the subway that day. He should have just sat back and did nothing and watched a situation, a potentially deadly situation, unfold right in front of his eyes. And what he should have done is said, you know what? I have no authority, so there's nothing I can do. He shouldn't have been a man. He shouldn't have stood up and protected his community. He shouldn't have saw an injustice occurring and interfered, to help make the subway safe. He should have just sat back and allowed for Jordan Neely to rob helpless women, children, even men on the subway system who are terrified at that point. Okay. But there was another side to that argument. There was a group of people who were like, no, Daniel Penny is a hero. He did the right thing. He should have stepped in. He did what he was supposed to do. Step in and stop Jordan Neely from doing what he was doing. Jordan Neely was wrong. He had a history of violence against people, committing violent acts against people on the New York subway. And many people felt like, listen, what happened to Jordan Neely was something that was inevitable. It was something that was going to eventually happen. And Daniel Penny just happened to be the person that day who wasn't going to take it anymore. Now, it doesn't matter which side of the argument you're on, because I have my opinions about the situation. I know what I would have done in the situation. I know how I feel about Daniel Penny and what he did. And I know how I feel about Jordan Neely overall, about what he was doing. And I put the blame mostly on Jordan Neely's family. But when I listen to the people who come off with he had no authority argument, when I listen to the people who are like, Daniel Penny should have sat by and just watched people on the subway be victimized. When I listen to those people, I know that those people are not putting themselves in the shoes or in the seat of the victims. The victims on the train said that Daniel Penny to them was a hero. And there were several of them who testified to that fact in court. Now, what I want to do is I want to show those people what happened in New York on the subway just yesterday, where a criminal illegal alien Guatemalan migrant, right, set a woman on fire. A Guatemalan migrant set a woman on fire on a subway car in New York City. And guess what? No one intervened. No one stopped him. No one said anything. The police arrived at the scene and saw a woman standing on the subway car, engulfed in flames. Engulfed in flames. Now, what say you now? Those of you who are basically taking this, adopting this, who try to argue this this position of, well, no one should be intervening. I'm going to show the video right now. I'm giving my point, and then I'm going to show the video. What do you have to say now? All of you who demonized Daniel Penny, saying that he was just a racist, he was just a white supremacist, he just had it out for Jordan Penny that day. I mean, Jordan Neely that day. And he woke up in the morning and he just wanted to hurt somebody who was black. We're going to watch this video And I really would love to hear what these people have to say, because when you watch videos like this, it just shows you we have a lot of idiots in this society who don't look at things based on how they are. They look at things based on how they wish things to be. And they will never really tell you how they wish things to be. They're just waiting. They're sitting back waiting to see what happens so they could try to come down on the side that ends up being vindicated. Let's play this, and we're going to get a little bit more. We're going to dive deeper into the situation.
With statistics, and I see the percentage that a crime is down 42% since 2021. But if you look back to pre-pandemic, and I know you like to say that overall crime is down 12% since the pandemic, but murders are up 200%, felony assault is up 55%, and burglary is up 140%. So are you saying that this is progress?
Are you talking about statewide, city, or subway?
No, crime in the transit system. I'm sorry, Governor. Yes, crime in the subway system.
Okay, want to answer that?
Police make an arrest in connection to the horrific attack on a New York City subway. The NYPD says a woman was sleeping on the train this morning before she was deliberately set on fire by another passenger. The woman, who is yet to be identified, has died. This is what authorities had to say on how technology played a factor in all of this.
Today's brutal murder was captured on one of those onboard train video cameras. It offered detectives immediately answers to questions that they had. What happened? It offered them images of the.
I'm going to get somebody, they want to see hey, you guys need to contribute, because you already know there's no chance at monetization right now. And if we show this video, there's no chance I could put it somewhere else and get it monetized. Contribute to the stream. I'm going to give you guys what you want to see. I'm going to show you the actual footage of the guy committing this heinous crime. I always want to be transparent, and I want to show you what happened. And I got the same question. Where are the people now who are saying nobody should intervene when some crazy, demented person, in this case a Guatemalan illegal immigrant, is killing someone on the subway system of New York?
Yo! Sorry to his family. This is a person right here. Oh, bro. Yo! Oh, no! Yo! Sorry to his family. This is a person right here. Oh, bro. Yo! Oh, no!
I don't know if the woman is white. I don't think they've released her identity, but why does that matter? That's my question. Did y'all see that? Someone got set on fire on a New York subway car by a Guatemalan illegal alien. And you got people saying Daniel Penny should have never touched Jordan Neely. He should have just let Jordan Neely do whatever he was going to do to those people on the train. Do you see what happens when no one acts? Do you see what happens when all someone does is stand there with a phone camera saying, yo, sorry to the family? Now we're going to say, family travel, I get you. Oh, these people are idiots. Why they didn't do anything? Maybe they didn't do anything. Because they saw how Daniel Penny was demonized when he intervened in
Gruesome.
when he intervened in the situation with Jordan Neely. I'm not going to say Jordan Neely was going to do that, but I don't know what the hell Jordan Neely would have done. Neither do you. But I know that we sleep a little bit better at night knowing that someone was willing to step in and intervene in a situation that looked like it was escalating in a negative way. Where I wish there was a vigilante hero on the subway that day when that poor woman was set on fire as she slept. This woman was just napping on the train. Imagine you're on the train with a blanket. You're just taking a nap as you wait to get to your stop. And some crazy lunatic who the Biden administration allowed into this country comes into your car, subway car, uses a lighter, and just sets you on fire. Imagine that. This is where you guys want to, this is where you guys, this is the country you guys want to live in? This is the country you guys want to live in, where you can't even sit on the subway safely and just take a nap. Take a little nap without fear that some crazy lunatic is going to set you on fire. But Daniel Penny is the problem, not the city of New York, who allowed millions of illegal criminal alien migrants to come into the country. People coming out of prisons and mental institutions in South America. They allowed them into the city. They introduced soft on crime policies under DA Alvin Bragg, where they refuse to punish criminals. Catch and release, as they call it. And they let these people who haven't been vetted, no one knows where they came from, what circumstances they were or conditions they were living in their country. They let these people loose onto the citizens of New York, Chicago, Texas, different states. And now we have to deal with the repercussions of their negligence. Daniel Penny is the problem? No. We're the problem. The people who sit up and say, you know what? He's black. And no black person should ever be held accountable for anything that they're doing, even if it is including but not limited to the threatening to murder people, innocent people, just traveling to work, home, wherever, on a New York subway train. This really doesn't make sense. And the more you try to defend this nonsense, the more you're going to have situations like this that are going to slap you in the damn face and point out how hypocritical and ridiculous you are. We're going to play one more video, guys and ladies.
Gruesome and deadly attack on the subway. Police have a person of interest in custody after someone set a woman on fire on an F train, killing her.
Police say the killer walked up to the victim and lit her clothes on fire. By the time officers got to the woman, she was fully engulfed in flame.
This is one of several violent attacks in the subway system this weekend. One person was killed. Another was injured in a stabbing incident on a 7 train during an apparent robbery gone bad in Woodside, Queens. And yesterday, 2 people shot on a subway platform in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn.
The subway violence comes during a time authorities are trying to assure New Yorkers about the safety of mass transit ahead of congestion pricing next month and a probable fare hike this summer. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon.
The NYPD tonight is calling cameras now in every subway car a game changer.
I just want to point out, I want to tell you guys a few things about this situation in New York. Now, the guy setting the woman on fire and killing her, that's not the only thing that's going on. 2 people were shot. Another person was shot when someone tried to rob them. There are several events occurring daily all over New York on different trains. Criminal acts are being committed, right? New York just recently passed a congestion tax where they want to charge people a ridiculous amount of money for driving their cars into the city. What they're telling people is they're basically forcing people to take the subway. The subways are unsafe. We know this. People are getting killed on the subway. People are getting robbed on the subway. People are getting shot on the subway. The subways are totally unsafe. And to add insult to injury, your city is forcing you. They're forcing you to ride the subway by introducing some bullshit congestion tax if you want to drive your car into the city. And we know what this is. This is just to drive up revenue. But they refuse to make the subway safe. But then they want to force you to ride it. Can you imagine that? They refuse to make this damn subway safe, but they want to force you to ride it. And they're not like, look, we're going to put 5 cops on every platform at every stop, or we're going to put a cop or 2 cops in every subway car or whatever. They're like, no. These cameras are a game changer. So they're not going to do anything to stop the crime. They're going to let the criminal migrant or the dope fiend, the violent dope addict, or the mentally unstable transient, they're going to let that person kill you first. Then they're going to use the cameras to try to identify that person and, quote unquote, hold them accountable. When we know that in this city of New York right now, currently, there is no accountability in that city. There's none. People are robbing people, shooting people, and being released back into society within 24 hours. Here's your court date. Come back in 6 months. Go out and kill some more and rob and steal and do whatever the hell it is you were doing. We're not going to hold you. We're not going to hold you accountable. We're literally just going to capture you and then release you back onto society. And not only that, we're gonna allow the subway to become a cesspool and then force you to go down there, force you to go down underground into freaking Gotham City. I was just watching the movie Batman or whatever, the most recent Batman movie. And I just watched that scene. It's in the beginning of the movie where the Joker gang is beating up some old Asian man. And then Batman goes down into the subway and he beats up everybody, and then they run off. That's literally the New York subway now. You get ready to walk down those steps to go in that subway, you like, you thinking twice. Do I have anybody from New York in here? I know we got some people from New York in here. I'm put the link. Even if you've been to New York, I'm gonna put the link. I want to know what you people who deal with this every day think about this situation. I want to know why the people of New York are willing to put their own lives on the line to protect criminals. And when I say criminals, I don't just mean criminal, the perpetrators of crime, violent crime on the New York subway system. When I say criminals, I mean I include the criminal politicians, the criminal the criminal arbitrators of justice who are allowing this situation to fester, allowing New York to sink into a cesspool of crime and violence. Those people are criminal too. And they should be held accountable and brought up on charges as well, because this is not happening. This is not happening by just natural evolution. This is engineered. The laws are being put in place. The laws are being put in place purposely to perpetuate and incentivize these types of criminal acts being committed against the citizens of New York. And I'm just waiting for the punchline, right? I'm waiting for the rub. Where's the rub? What are they about to come out with to try to get you to pay them to fix a problem that they created? Are they going to do another crime bill? We know they did that in 94. We know they did that in 92. Let crime get so damn out of control that we were begging them to stiffen the consequences, right? Stiffen the penalties for people who committed criminal acts. And you know what they did? They stiffened the penalties, but they also charged us millions and millions and millions of dollars to do it. Oh, we need 10,000 more police officers on the street. What about the police officers you got now? That's my question. What about those cops? Because I don't know how a criminal gets away with these crimes when there should be cops down there. They're always there when you jump the rail and get on the train for free. But when somebody's getting set on fire, they're never around for some reason.
MTA video taken in an F train at Stillwell Avenue captured the terrifying crime this morning.
It offered detectives immediately answers to questions that they had. What happened?
Officers had seen and smelled smoke and came running over.
What they saw was a person standing inside the train car, fully engulfed in flames.
They got the flames out with a fire extinguisher, but the woman died at the scene. The video also offered clear pictures of the man who had used a lighter to set fire to her clothes while she may have been sleeping and stayed and watched.
We asked the media to broadcast those images far and wide so we could use the viewing public as a force multiplier. And New Yorkers came through again.
A group of high school students spotted the man in the photo on another train and called 911.
Our transit sergeant responded to that location, met with these young high school students, looked inside the train and saw an individual that he recognized from wanted flyers that we got out earlier.
The suspect was taken into custody. Police say he's a citizen of Guatemala in New York since 2018. Tonight, the governor praised the quick arrest, but her tweets today about additional cameras, officers, and National Guard members helping bring subway crime down have been met with concerns about fare hikes and the congestion pricing toll meant to make the subway more appealing on an especially violent weekend. Overnight, a man was stabbed to death in what police think was a robbery attempt on a 7 train in Woodside. And yesterday, panicked subway riders ran from gunfire at a Q train station in Sheepshead Bay, where 2 people survived being shot, and the search continues for the shooter. The subway cameras in Coney Island this morning and the presence of officers in transit played critical roles in that quick apprehension, but still couldn't stop a man from killing a woman on the subway for no apparent reason. That woman still hasn't been identified tonight. She was burned beyond recognition. Outside police headquarters in Lower Manhattan, Sonia Rincon, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Hey, if you're catching the New York subway trains, I put the link for you to come up here. I would love to get some opinions from some people actually in New York as to what's going on these trains. I like to get evidence straight from the horse's mouth. You guys are dealing with it. We already showed the video once. You're not going to get nothing but a blurred image. I looked all over YouTube. They don't have anything but a blurred image. That's all they're willing to show right now. So if you want a blurred image, I could give you that, but a blurred image ain't going to do you no good. But this is what we're dealing with. Now the guy has been arrested. The suspect has been arrested, but this woman still lost her life. She's still dead. And they're like, thank God for the cameras. Dude, the cameras ain't bringing that lady back. The cameras are not bringing that lady back. But thank God for the cameras. She's dead now. I want to know how Daniel Penny is a criminal, a racist, a white supremacist when he intervened and did what somebody should have did when that dude was trying to set that lady on fire. All I saw was people holding cameras talking about, yo, sorry to the family. Go ahead, evil dork.
Hey, Brandon, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, man. Well, I mean, I really hate to victim blame or anything. I'm not going to say the woman deserved it, but I would never sleep in the New York subways. I don't know.
What if she was homeless?
Yeah, I don't know if she was.
What if she came from working a double shift?
Mm.
I mean,
well, she
I
was
get it
double shift.
on public transportation, but dude, like one thing I noticed, there's like kids who saw the guy and told the cops. What if he had done that to one of those high school kids?
Mm.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead.
No, I don't really have a lot to say. Like, I'm not planning on staying too long, but basically all I was going to say is if anybody's from New York, then you need to stay alert on those subways at all times. That's pretty much all I wanted to say.
you know, and that's a big thing too. We have to make these teachable moments. When you see crazy stuff happening, you have to use that as a time to educate, give people some game as to what they should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing. But also, as you educate people, you need to start taking steps to prevent those situations from happening. We do not, I mean, like, I don't think you're black, Evil Dork, but
No,
the
I'm
whole,
not.
right, and that's okay. But I mean, were you a little bit taken aback by the fact that a lot of African Americans were trying to call Daniel Penny a criminal and a white supremacist because he intervened when some guy was basically trying to strong arm rob a bunch of people on the subway train because they wouldn't give him money and he was threatening their life? Did that kind of make you like, damn, what's up with these people? What do they want? Do they want us to just like be victims? Like, did you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, like I feel like that white guy, he did what other people were just scared of doing. I mean, the other guy was making death threats, and I guess maybe he feared that the other guy was gonna pull out a gun or a knife or something. And he was an ex-Marine, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. No, and that's what I'm saying. He did what people are afraid to do. Like, I love Batman. Batman is like one of my favorite superheroes. What's the difference between Bruce Wayne and everybody else other than Bruce Wayne has billions of dollars, right? But he's willing to do what other billionaires are unwilling to do. And sometimes people get kind of like, they get like so traumatized, they kind of get trained to just accept abuse on that subway. Like, if you've been riding that subway your whole life and someone gets on there acting crazy, you get so conditioned to it, you're just like, look, just don't make eye contact. Don't say nothing to him. The ride will be over pretty soon. Well, Daniel Penny wasn't having it. He was like, you're not about to threaten these people on this train before me. And I believe that that's what's going on. I believe New Yorkers have kind of been conditioned with their soft on crime policies and their criminal justice system that places the safety and protection of the criminal over the safety and protection of the citizen. I think they're kind of conditioned to just be like, you know what? We didn't see nothing happened. I ain't about to intervene or nothing. And it's really costing them their lives. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's like that in a lot of other cities too. Like, I saw a video a few days ago of some like girl and her mom getting robbed at like some shopping plaza, and all people did was just record it. Nobody stepped in. I don't know if you saw that news article, because I believe it was in LA.
Right. Oh yeah, girl and her mom getting robbed. Yeah. So, I mean, does someone step in? No, did anyone call the cops? Like, and that's the problem. There's an old saying, evil prevails when good men do nothing. Well, what do you think is gonna happen when you sit up and you watch crime happen right in front of your face and you say nothing? You do nothing. You just say, oh, at least it's not me. I remember when I was young, I heard this, I think it was my coach or somebody in high school. They were like, look, nobody cares. 80% are glad, 80% don't care. Like, no one cares about your problems. He's like, 80% of people don't care, and the other 20% are glad that it's you and not them. And that's what I feel the sentiment is on these subways. Like, this woman was set on fire. Nobody ran up to her like, hey, stop, drop, and roll, get on the ground. Nothing. They just, oh, yo, sorry to the family. That's it. Could you imagine being on fire and no one said, let me try to go put this person out? No one took their jacket off and start like hitting them to try to like snuff out the flames. Sorry to the family.
It's a pretty brutal way to die.
Dude, it's freaking insane. It's horrific.
But you know what? I'll tell you something. The Walmart that I went to, and this happened like a few months ago, we had this guy. He was, I don't know why, for some reason, he was running around the parking lots just trying to get people to fight him. And only one person like stepped in to try and calm him down. It was a psychiatrist. And there was like maybe 20, 30 other people who were kind of in a crowd just watching the psychiatrist try to talk to the man. And, you know, things diffused. I think the police showed up. They questioned the man, let him go. But I remember thinking to myself, man, that could have been worse. But I guess, thank God, it wasn't.
Right. But when you do nothing and you create an environment where criminals and people who have like mental illness know that if they do certain behaviors, no one will do anything to them. All you're doing is incentivizing them to keep doing it, because Jordan Neely had got on that train and acted like that before, and no one did anything, and he probably was actually able to get a couple of bucks for food or whatever he wanted to do. It's like an animal. Right. If you reinforce negative behavior, what is the animal going to do? If you reward negative behavior, the animal is going to continue to behave in a negative way. That's the same thing with humans. We're just animals. If I had success doing this, the next time I want something, I'm going to go do that again, and I'm going to have success in getting it by doing that. And that's what Jordan Neely was a victim of. Jordan Neely wasn't as a victim of being choked by Daniel Penny as much as he was a victim of society refusing to follow the laws or the rules that maintaining a healthy, peaceful society requires. Any other thoughts?
That's true. I'm about to log off, but thanks for letting me on, man.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for jumping up and giving us your opinion. But if anybody else is catching those subways down in New York, feel free to hop up. I want to hear what's going on. And honestly, like, I know they will never come up. But where are all the people who are demonizing Daniel Penny for stepping up and defending those people in that train from Jordan Neely? That's really my main question. Where are all those people who are demonizing Daniel Penny for stepping up and defending those people from Jordan Neely? If you can give me an answer to that, if you can let me know where those people are, if they could come up and say, yeah, see, Brandon, this is why he shouldn't touch Jordan Neely, because now, defend this now. When people did what you all said Daniel Penny should have done, what happened? A woman lost her life. A woman is dead now because everybody sat back. I ain't got no right to touch him. Yo, sorry to the family. But this person is dead now. King Sunkari. What up, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yo, I wasn't trying to dish you in the chat, bro. Like, I live in Brooklyn. This is my first time ever even being live on YouTube. But riding these trains in New York, man, we risking our life every day. It's crazy. It's so many different scenarios to why things that happen in the way they are. So it's hard to say, oh, it's this or it's that. It's either you get a car or move out the city. I've almost gotten to at least 5 fights on that train. And I've saved at least 3 girls from being raped on that train. Right?
Right. And go ahead. You got it.
I'm 29, bro. I don't see myself riding that train for the rest of my life in New York. After this whole situation with this woman, I'm really thinking about moving out of the city, bro. I don't even think it's worth living here no more if the only way to get around is subway and your life is on the line every day. Like, it's pretty hectic, man. And this city is so big, and it doesn't matter what time you leave the house, you'll never get there on time. And it doesn't matter what borough it is, all of those trains is crazy.
Right. And it's sad that a city that used to be like a jewel of America, like everyone wants to be in New York, the crime, the soft on crime policies. Shout out to Short.
It's horrible. Like, the immigrants, they don't appreciate us. They don't respect us here. It's been rough. Like, I'm going to say the illegals. I'm not going to necessarily just say like all New York immigrants, but I would say the illegals, they have a lot of animosity towards us Americans, and we have not done anything to them. And I thought it was a good idea for the immigrants to come and to migrate, because I'm like, okay, if people need an opportunity to come up in life, we all been there, but this is a situation going mad. And I don't know how Trump is going to get all these people out of New York. It's a lot of animosity. It's a lot of tension in the air. And being Black American in an immigrant multicultural city, it's frustrating. I love New York in the very beginning, but it's very frustrating living here now. And being a Black American seems no value being Black American in New York. It's really hard.
It's like as a Black American, you feel like you're being ignored. You feel like no one cares about your problems. And the thing that pisses me off is I feel like people are now getting away with crimes and shit and getting slaps on the wrist for things that they've been locking us up for decades over for years. Like, damn, if we was doing that back in the early 2000s, freaking the 90s, they was locking brothers up 3 to 5, 5 to 10 for robbing somebody on the subway. Now dudes are robbing people, beating people up on the subway, and it's just like, okay, here's your ticket and show up to court in 6 months. Only problem is the dude's an illegal immigrant, so bro's using a fake name, and then he's just going to change his name to something else or go to another state because that's what they're doing a crime and then going to another state.
Well, they're not reporting that some of the officers have shot and killed people jumping the turnstile. They're not reporting that either. They're not reporting how the cops are always on their phones. We got cops in those train stations, but they like to harass and bully people, and they on their phones. Sometimes you might get a good cop that might let you ride the train for free. But honestly, bro, like living in New York is not worth it no more. I'm really thinking about leaving. The only thing that's keeping me here is free college. I'm gonna just be honest with you, bro.
I'll tell you right now. I live in California. I live in Los Angeles County. When I'm in the store buying shoes and clothes for my daughter, buying shoes and clothes for my little cousin, and I'm paying $300, $400 for some clothes and some shoes, and I watch a bunch of little thugs walk in and pull a bunch of shoes off the shelf at the Nike store, put it in trash bags, and walk out, and no one says anything. I look and say, dude, why am I paying? Maybe I should just grab this stuff and walk out too. I'm the sucker. When you create a situation where laws are not being enforced, when you create a situation where people are not being held accountable, even the people who are responsible for upholding those laws, they can even get lured into the criminal element. That's why you have the cops shooting people over, jumping over turnstiles. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna be on my phone. I'm gonna look at my phone so I can act like I don't see nothing happening. You're creating a environment that incentivizes negligence. You're creating an environment where everyone's like, let me just look the other way because I don't want to deal with this shit. Even if they did arrest people, let's say they did arrest people, what's going to happen? They're going to go to the precinct, get out in 30 minutes. They're going to write them up a ticket, all right, and they probably will reprimand the cop. Why did you even arrest this person? We just did paperwork, and you could have cited this person and sent him on his way. So the cops, when they shoot a guy, the cops are like, shoot, if he's not going to be held accountable, how are they going to hold me accountable? Then that cop, he might get fired. He just goes over to the next county and gets hired at another police department. So it's a
But you know what? Not to overtalk you, but the most conflicting part about my journey is being Black American, understanding the importance of us unifying, going back to Africa and creating our own society, our own kingdom, our own commerce. I study architecture and engineering. So for a guy like me that knows what I knows, it really breaks my heart to see how we as Black Americans is not understanding what we need to do in this late hour. These last 4 years, once Trump takes the White House, it's all hands on deck. You need 3 jobs and a passport. I'm not going to sit up here and argue with other Black Americans about this country. I love this country. I'm proud to be an American. But when you are being treated like trash and the legals are being treated like middle class, they're living middle class right now, right?
But the thing is, we say we don't like Trump, but Trump is the only person willing to do something about the illegals. He's the only person trying to give you your country back. The people who are opposing Trump, they're like, they want the illegals here. They defend them. They're like, no, they're people. They deserve to come here and get free housing and free college and all that stuff. And then when you point out the crime that they're doing, they act like it's not happening. My thing is this. We all have more in common than we have different, right? You don't seem like you support Donald Trump. I do support Donald Trump. Here's the reality.
Well, I don't support neither one. The first time I ever voted was in 2016. I voted for Donald Trump.
Nice.
And when I seen what happened when he became the president, when he ran for 2024, I didn't vote for him, but I support him being in office because of this issue.
Right,
But
right.
I'm for Pan-Africanism. I'm about Garveyism.
We are
That's
all
what that's my roots.
and Africanism is the number one priority.
For me, it is. For me.
For me as
For
well.
me.
For me as well. Look at this channel. I got freaking property in Africa. I got business over there. That's my goal. I'm moving to Africa. Here's the thing. If we have a situation in America where we are being replaced by criminal, illegal, alien migrants, how do we finance our
over $10,000 a day? Over 10,000 people a day, bro. We're not making enough babies to replace these people, G.
Right. But how do we finance our Pan-Africanism? Because there's no one in the world who's going to disagree with this. America is the bank. This is where everybody from
the cash register. The little cash register.
If we are pushed out of the bank right now, this is like the bank, and they're trying to push us out to let more people in to replace us. If we're pushed out the bank, how do we further Marcus Garvey's goals, his dreams for Black people? We literally have all the technology and ability to do everything Garvey wanted to do times 10. But if we allow ourselves to get tricked out of our position, like we've been getting tricked out of our position for decades, we will be the Palestinians, bro. We will be a group of people getting fucked up and no one cares. But no one understands that. Everyone wants to be hyper emotional. Oh, this white man, Trump man back. I don't give a fuck about Trump. No white
I
man.
mean, I like that he's in the White House because it's gonna get Black folks off their feet. I don't want to get raunchy or nothing on the chat because I could really give it to you blood raw, but I respect you. I've been watching your platform for a while, and you seem like a brother that understands both sides, but you keeping your mind focused on the vision. And I feel like for me, I feel like dudes that's under 35, we have to stop taking our cues from the elders. We studied the books, we watched the YouTubes, we took the classes, we took the trips. As young Black men, we have to get comfortable with our masculinity and our kingship, and we have to love our Blackness, and we have to love Africa. Love being a man, love your Blackness, and love Africa. When those three things manifest, they're going to manifest through the brothers who do it without nobody telling them, like me and you. And we have to just keep that communication, and we have to distance ourselves from Black people who either caught up in the matrix or want white acceptance. And see, when Trump goes to the White House next year, all bets is off. There's no cards on the table. There's an end game now. The fact that he's about to be the president, there's an end game.
When Trump goes to the office, I ain't trying to tell Black people to be be Trumpers. It's get down or lay down. It's literally
get down or lay. Yes.
You gotta put up or shut up. That's all.
Foot to the plow. That's all I'm looking for. I don't want to hear about your woke stuff. I don't want to hear about your spirituality. I don't want to hear about the Anunnaki. How do we build our New York in Africa? How do we build a Miami on the coast of Sierra Leone? How do we get this military? How do we get a commuter rail that can leave Nigeria and take you to Ethiopia? These are the things that keep me up at night. And it seems like a lot of our people have joined this love and hip hop cult. And I get it. We love music. We love fashion. We love these things. But you got to grow up.
King, what we love is escapism. Escapism. Anything to take our mind off of our present situation. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to work my way out of this situation. I just
day by day.
I just want to distract.
We won't even go day by day.
There's this thing called the 4 E's, right? There's this thing called the 4 E's. First E is economy. The second E is escapism. The third E is enlightenment. And the fourth E is entertainment. When your economy is low, you're looking for escapism and entertainment. When your economy is doing well, you got some money in your pocket, you working steadily, you're looking for enlightenment. How do I make this better? What information can I find to improve on this situation? Black people, our economy is low. So we are looking for the other two E's, escapism and entertainment. And we have to, actually, I messed that up. When your economy is low, you look for escapism. When your economy is good, you look for enlightenment and you look for entertainment. You look for entertainment and enlightenment. If you got a bag right now, 15 bands, once you pay all your bills and make sure everything good, what's the first thing you're gonna try to do? You're gonna look for some entertainment. Hey man, I'm gonna pop out. I'm gonna go have some fun. After you have fun and you like, man, that's played. I didn't hit all the hoes. I didn't went to all the clubs. You like, now I'm looking for enlightenment. Now I'm looking for how to make myself better, how to improve upon, how to build myself up more. People don't understand that. And a lot of times when you talk like me, a lot of times when you talk like you, the easy cop out is, oh, this nigga's a coon. Oh, he's this. He's a Trump supporter.
Oh, they just say you woke. Oh, now, yeah, they say you woke. So now when I say I'm not woke, that means all bets is off. I don't need to read a book and read YouTube. I see reality right in that mirror. I've come to terms with it. I ain't woke. Now, I understand the concept of it. I get it. But what we had going into 2025, no, we not woke. You either get down or lay down. Either we going to Africa or build this kingdom, or we better get ready for 500 more years of the same shit. And I'm not willing to wait another 500 years.
But you said it best. Damn, 500 years, this the end game. They're not dealing with us no more, because here's the thing. If we don't come up economically, there's no use. They have no use for us in this country. That's the reality. We've already allowed them to bring millions of illegal immigrants. Some say up to 20 million. It's only 40 million black people in America. So they brought in over half of our number in a couple of years, in 4 years. That's the great replacement. And then they tell you, oh, if you believe in the replacement theory, you're racist. No. I'm black. I'm used to being pushed out of something so somebody else could try to get their foot in the door. We have to be realistic about what's going on. And the ones who want escapism, they're going to shut you down if you say anything that forces them or challenges them to do something that will make them uncomfortable. They want to lay there and let it wash over them. Well, we want to swim and fight our way to the top and get to some shore or to some dry land. It's a job, but this will never be a movement that is popular where the majority of black people sign on, because the weak outnumber the strong. It's always been that way. Anything like this is going to be highly unpopular with the majority of people, because the majority of the people are mindless drones just living in what do they say? Silent. What is it called? What did Les Brown call it? He was like, they live in a state of quiet desperation. Quiet desperation. I'm not gonna say nothing, but I'm struggling. I'm gonna act like I got it, but when I go home, the lights is off and the roaches is dominating the kitchen. They're not gonna tell you, because we love clout and fronting. We always gonna put up an image to make ourselves feel better and look better on the outside. But you ever seen somebody had all the shit, all the good shit? You go to their house dirty as fuck, run down. You're like, damn, like, what is this image you projecting outside? Quiet desperation. I'm a project this to make myself feel better, but when I go home, everything's fucked up. Let me get my boy We Winning. What's up, man? Where you been at, my brother?
Man,
You over here buying up all the damn Bitcoin.
Nick, man, Brandon, I don't know, man. It's glad to see a lot of black people understanding that illegal immigration, unchained illegal immigration is not your damn friend. They're gonna dump him in your nigga neighborhood.
Right.
Now, the thing that kills me is, Brandon, you got some of these women that voted for Kamala talking about, well, I'm gonna call ICE, despite the Hispanics that voted for Trump. I'm like, so I don't get that backwards mentality. You should have voted for Trump anyway, if you was pro calling ICE on people. So I don't know. I guess the black community in politics would just never get it.
But the issue is I have is they voted for Joe Biden in 2020. And that was a horrible idea. And that man said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. And black people still voted for him. I didn't know if I wanted to be black after that.
They didn't give
no disrespect, though. I was so ashamed. I didn't know people were so silly and so caught up in their emotions that they couldn't see that they about to let millions of these people come,
Now the thing
and
that
we about to be fighting for everything that's ours. And then now Trump back in office, it's like that's two knockout punches.
now the
So
new
either
talking. Go ahead. My bad, brother.
so now dudes like us gotta take everything that we touch and turn it into a weapon. Everything. Because what we're getting ready to build with Pan-Africanism is a weapon. That's how they're gonna look at it when we come together
Of
and
course.
move to the next level. No
Because
matter what we say, we could call ourselves Christian, Hebrew, Allah, Shabbat. One thing about it, when they see them skyscrapers go up and we got our own shit and we don't need them, oh, that's gonna struck a nerve. Then we're gonna really see who's standing on business.
It's just like a job. They have to lay people off slowly because they need the people getting replaced to train the people that's coming in. We can't just all, if we all try to jump up and take off, they'll probably start banning dual citizenship, like no more dual citizenship. We confiscate passports. They want to push us out gradually, because if it just drop off the cliff, it could hurt our economy. But if they just move us out slowly, it'll work all according to their plan. And man, I was on a Twitter space earlier with all these so-called Pan-Africans on Twitter. Man, these dudes were they were talking about, oh, you're a Trump supporter. Some dude, oh, you ain't saying nothing about what's going on in Sudan. Da, 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 da. I'm like, listen, I talked about Sudan, but you don't understand. There's a political war in America right now. A political war where the repercussions in the way this turns out, this political war and this economic war, if this goes bad, if we don't do what we got to do here, all those countries are going to be screwed. Because
That's how I look at it. Yeah.
Could you imagine
Agreed.
dude, Joe Biden, literally pressured William Ruto, the president of Kenya, to go to his country and institute draconian taxes on his population to pay back IMF loans. Could you imagine if Biden got another 4 years or Kamala got elected? These people are pushing LGBTQ agenda in Africa. And you guys are telling us, don't worry about what's going on in America. It don't matter which white man is elected. But it does. What goes on here impacts Africa. Because you get Kamala Harris in there, next thing you know, you probably got U.S. troops on the ground forcing them to freaking adopt LGBTQ ideology and all that stuff.
This is a real thing.
How we democratic?
All of this is because of the government.
Go ahead,
but the thing is, how we democratic Pan-Africanists when Gaddafi was the one that literally had a stick ran up his ass with Hillary Clinton. Now, we can have our debates about Gaddafi. We can have our conjecture about Gaddafi, but the main thing is, it seemed like when Democrats get in office, some black leader in Africa always got to die.
Here's the thing.
It's a cycle. It was like that when Obama was president too. People don't talk about that.
If they did it this is my thing about Gaddafi. I'm not a super Gaddafi fan, but if they did it to Gaddafi, who was one of the most powerful leaders in Africa, if not the most powerful, what African leader can't they do it to? You think the president of freaking Botswana has more pull and protection than Gaddafi had? Hell no. So if they did it to him to make an example, to set an example for all the other African leaders, you try to do something crazy like establish an African currency, this is what we're gonna do to you. That was the warning. But what we're gonna have to accept is this is a global conflict. This is a global situation. Pan-African people from all over the world are gonna have to start engaging in this battle. No more just sitting around fucking burning incense, talking about yoni steaming, thinking that you are out here changing the world. You're going to have to confront political issues head on, because that's what every other group is doing. Dude, you got drug cartels that are fully engaged in American politics. Why? Because they understand that whatever happens in America, it's going to have a trickle-down effect on the rest of the world. They want to bring fentanyl into this country. Who is fentanyl killing? Black people. Fools is out here smoking fentanyl, just culling our numbers. Do you know what culling means? Killing, eliminating, eradicating our numbers. Drugs, all this stuff. We should be the #1 opponents. We should be supporting anybody who wants to get these illegal criminal alien migrants out of here and these damn cartel run, these drug running and child trafficking Democrats out of here. Not to make this a political show, but just saying, it is what it is. But guys, we got to do better. Go ahead, we winning.
I I don't know, man. It gets. I don't know, man. Democratic Pan-Africanists. So, do you think most of the Pan-Africanists that you come across is Democratic leaning? Real talk.
Man, they're freaking, bro. They're not even Democrats. They're socialists. They're Marxists. Bro. That's what they are.
Well, they all coincide at this point, Brandon. They all coincide at this point.
We can't have that when we go to Africa because there is a distinction in blackness.
Hold on 1 second, King. Go ahead. We win and finish your point, and then I'm coming to King.
Yeah, because it's like when you see the people in the continent, they are nationalists. They don't believe in no rainbow politics. They don't believe in trans this, trans that. They don't believe in uncontrolled third wave feminism. But you have these Negroes that come here arguing the same shit that they had to leave from, because most of them come from a liberal city that's in dilapidation, that's literally to the point of just, bruh.
The thing is, you don't even have to engage with them, because one thing I know is they'll be sitting preaching about their socialist Marxist utopia for the rest of their life. We got a bunch of old Negroes right here in Long Beach, all these little shops, Shades of Africa, Village Treasures, all these places. If you go in there on Tuesdays or whatever, bunch of old gray-headed Negroes talking socialism and Marxism. They're old and gray-headed and ain't even doing shit in Africa. So because they're not really Pan-African people, they're Marxists, and they found Pan-Africanism. And one thing about Pan-Africanism, there's not a lot of gatekeeping, and there are not a lot of people to like do housekeeping, like make sure bullshit ideologies aren't infiltrating the space. So they're able to find a resting place here. It's just like when you have a girl and she's out of her mind, and then she starts talking about she's a empath and a yoni steaming goddess. It's not that she's it's just that that's a place where her psychosis, her insanity, her mental instability is not judged. It's not identified, called out, and judged, right? It's just a safe space for that kind of delusion and mental illness. Pan-Africanism has become a safe space for a lot of that nonsense. And as people like me, we went in, King, Dynast over at Search for Uhuru, people like that, as we come to the plate and show people, no, this is what like a healthy, balanced Pan-Africanist looks like. This is what a person who's really motivated by Pan-Africanism to make something happen. Dynast, they in Sierra Leone right now. Like, he's doing his tours. He's got all his resources he's providing for us. That's going way further than the chick who's like, yo, sit on this hot pot of freaking collard green stew or whatever and steam your yoni. But they want you to think. It's just like, and I keep bringing this up, it's just like Tucker Carlson said at that Trump rally. There are a lot of people within Pan-Africanism who want you to believe, they want you to lie and tell the world that they're amazing when they're really not. They're really not doing shit, ain't got nothing going on. But they want to grandstand and make you think you should bend the knee and bow to their greatness. And you look up and say, well, motherfucker, you ain't really all that great. You ain't really doing nothing. But okay, guys, let's do this. Let's drop some final thoughts on this. I'll start with we winning. Give me your final thought on all this. The subway situation, you can talk about Pan-Africanism, whatever, and then we'll go to King and let him close us out. Go ahead, my brother.
Subway, we must deport. When it comes to Pan-Africanism, it needs to be a situation where we can bring in capitalism, privatization, and free market economy to be able to actually provide jobs, efficiency, and more or less economic activity and spur economic stability. And I yield my mic. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Have a good one, King.
I appreciate you, my brother.
Blessing, King. Blessing.
King Townsend. What happened to Dynast? I missed his live. Guys, you guys have to support the content you want to see. If Dynast is going live, like right now, I got to shout out to Super Chats. We've been up here an hour. We got $10 in support. $10, two $5 cash apps. When you have someone like Dynast, this guy is sitting on the internet missing money, hundreds of dollars, to sit and like cover these topics and give you guys opinion on these very important situations. But if he's only getting $10 of support, how do you expect him to say, you know what? How do you expect him to rationalize taking away an hour, 2, 3 hours, because this show sometimes go 2, 3 hours of his day where he could be spending time with his son or working, making money for $5? Sometimes y'all don't send diners nothing. And I did 3 shows and got 0 contributions, which is fine. But I'm just telling you guys, if you don't support the content that you want to see, it will not be here for you. You will be watching whatever else out there. But I know y'all go over there and then y'all be over there for a little while and y'all be like, damn, this is kind of fucked up, like what they're saying. But then y'all like, ain't nothing else, right? Y'all not, there's no real like evolution in thought going on a lot of these channels. A lot of this shit is like repetitive, right? Don't be like that.
Everywhere you go, that's what it's been like on YouTube. Most of these pages is like reruns from other years. It's like we elevated. We in a university. We graduating now. Like you got to be studying the African continent every day. Africa should be on your mind every day. You should be looking at those countries, studying every city. You supposed to be learning it. And we have to get to that point where we are convicted in what we know the truth is. See, this ain't up for debate. There ain't no ifs and buts and maybes about what needs to be done. And I feel like as long as we stay focused and disciplined and keep people out our business, right? We have to gatekeep what this knowledge and what we know in the future to come. We have to usher in that new era by just being new within ourselves and leaving the people who stuck in the old world behind. And as we see it as that, we're gonna call it a day. And it's a winning.
100%. It's got to be here and it's got to be here, man. Where's Dynas?
Yeah.
Dynas is in Africa. He's doing what he wants. He's doing his dream. You're like, Dynas, come back and get on the internet with me to motivate me and inspire me and make me feel strong in my feelings and my sentiments about Pan-Africanism. Yes, he can do that. But this guy has a son to feed. He has a mortgage to pay. He has a business to run.
Life be life, bro.
Ain't nobody asking y'all for $1 million up here. Like $5 for like that y'all would spend on a cup of coffee. That's not too much to ask. And when I'm on channels, I contribute. I don't ask nobody to do what I wouldn't do. I contribute because I understand what it takes. But guys, we got to do better. We have to do better. That's all I can tell you. We have to do better with supporting our content because you guys have been out there. It ain't a whole lot out there when y'all in these YouTube streets with the Pan-African stuff. It's not, and it's really not a lot of opinion-focused content. It's not a lot of people saying, no, do this. Let's do this and do that. This is the smart way to go. It's a lot of reaction. It's a lot of like, oh, man, I'm going to just like act like I'm straddling the fence because I don't want to offend my audience. No, we need people who come out and talk boldly for what we believe, period. You need leaders, not cheerleaders. Leaders, not cheerleaders. Y'all come to this channel. Oh, Brandon, you not no leader. Brandon, I am not a cheerleader. I'm not just going to sit up and celebrate like your mom at your soccer game. You suck ass. And she's just like, good job, honey. At least you tried. No, I'm holding people accountable. And I ask people to hold me accountable. And I could sit up here with my head held high and speak honestly about who I am and what I've done and what I haven't done. I was in an argument this morning with some dude on Twitter, some jerk. He's a Sudanese guy. He's mad at me about Sudan. But then when everybody was like, well, go to Sudan and get your family. Oh, man, it's dangerous over there. Da-da-da. I said, look it, coward. You on here trying to demonize people because we're not saying we're not spreading awareness about Sudan. But, bro, guess what? Sudan is a bad situation, but it's not the only situation that black people are facing. It's 75,000 homeless black people in my city who need a place to stay. We're dealing with some issues like that one song say that you wouldn't believe. We are fighting on many fronts, and no front is more important than the other front. The only thing that's going to matter in the end is who secures the victory and who doesn't. That's all that's going to matter. I don't give a damn where you're from. if you're Sudanese or Ethiopian, what you're going through doesn't mean it's not inherently more important than what we're going through. We're doing the best we can with our situation. You do the best you can with your situation. And if we can help you, we will. If you can help us, you should. But everyone has to fight their battle at where they are and then try to create, we got to rally in Africa on the continent somehow. We're working to figure this out. But I guarantee you, the guys starting businesses, the guys employing people, the guys making shit happen on the continent, we're light years ahead of the dudes sitting up on Twitter space and fucking Clubhouse arguing, or not, they don't even argue. They have church complaining about shit but not doing nothing about it. They must be waiting on the Holy Spirit, to the spirit of Marcus Garvey to come from the grave and swoop him up and deliver him to the paradise of Pan-Africanism. It's not going to work that way. Nothing works that way. We're putting in the work. We're putting in the time. We're going to put in the work, and we're going to put in the time no matter what. The way you support us is going to determine whether we put in the work and put in the time on these internet spaces, giving you motivation, giving you content, giving you ideas, creating resources for you so you could take advantage of what our ideology has to offer, of what you could take advantage of what our political position has to offer. And no one should have to explain that to you in great detail, because just seeing what we're talking about, knowing what's going on, this should identify with your spirit. Like your soul should feel something when you start sitting in on these conversations and stuff. We shouldn't have to get in here and we should not have to convince you to do what's best for you. We should not, because you already know what's best for you. We're not at church where we try to convince you to love God for 85 damn years. Yo, Big Mom at the church every day in the front damn row every Sunday. Still don't know a damn thing about the Bible. Alexis said, I'm just a YouTube nationalist. Facts. Facts. That's what they are. That's a good term. YouTube nationalists. All their work is taking place on these platforms. Not doing a damn thing in real life. Not you, Alexis, but I just love that term that you made up. But guys, we're going to get out of here. Shout out to my boy, JP from the LB for the $5 holler. I appreciate you, my brother. My people, it's really still not too late to contribute. We got the usual suspects contributing. I like to share the load. Many hands makes the load light. The same guy shouldn't just be contributing every time. We gotta chip in, tap in, to build on what they're doing. And sometimes when they can't do it, we carry it, right? When I do shows and no one contributes, that's me carrying it. All right, guys, I get it. We ain't made out of money. We ain't balling, right? I get it. I'm still up here, same passion, same level of intensity, and the good content. And then some days another group of people gonna have to carry it. Then another group or whatever. But it's still not too late to contribute to the stream. Shout out to my boy JP from the LB for the $5 holler in the Cash App. I appreciate you for that, my brother. And then also shout out to Rad. Oh, Radical Latino. What up, my brother? Radical Latino hit us with the $5 holler. I appreciate it, my brother. It's a long time no see. I'll have to come tap in on your channel. And then last but not least, my brother Lost. I'm not gonna call him. I'm not gonna dox him. Sorry. Laughing like Saga. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you for the $5 holler. Greatly appreciate it. Appreciate everybody who watched this. You're an integral part of what we're doing here. We're growing the channel. Our views are getting back up, which is a great thing. I like that. I'm bringing a little bit more content. We're moving away a little bit from the political content because the political season's over. And we're just talking about the day-to-day issues. Keep the conversation going. Don't stop. Get your information. Do your research. I'll be back with you all tomorrow. I got some shorts posted up. Guys, if you're on Instagram, can you just comment and let me know if you guys can hear me okay? Because sometimes I think the Instagram side might be muted. because I have to mute it so it doesn't interfere with like what I'm doing here. Because if I unmute it, just let me know if you guys can hear me over there on the YouTube side. I really, what up, Adam Nadal? My boy Jason Chin is in the building. Big Cliff, Maisha, what's up? Kali the one, shout out to everybody. I just hope they can hear me. If they can't hear me, I'm gonna have to figure it out because I just really want to make sure everyone can hear me. So if they're on the YouTube side, guys, I don't even know how to check the YouTube side. Like, well, if I go there and I unmute this for me, T-Bake, Terrell, what up, my brother? Hey, man, a lot of people are on that side. I got to start paying more attention to that Instagram. I'm probably about to go do a video on Instagram right now. I was on the Viral Way podcast, and I said some things about this like podcast called Fig Unity. And I want to explain what I said about that podcast a little bit more in depth and my position on what my position and how I felt, because I don't feel like it's being properly conveyed by the Peanut Gallery on Instagram, but I'm gonna make it happen over there. But thank y'all so much for watching this. I appreciate every single thing you do for this channel. Till the next time, please take care of yourself, but most importantly, take care of each other. Peace.